Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. 280. Check. Check, nickel.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. Oh, what a juke into space. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup of 38.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there.
Check.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
2nd and 5 now. Wentz, and caught by Henry. Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field, but at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. 4th down now after a loss of 2. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Check.
Wentz to throw for it on 4th. And he connects with Ertz. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
A first down carry for Henry. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
You must be getting tired of seeing me. Hey, check 24.
Play fake to Sanders. Now here's Wentz. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They get that little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Done. 180. Right there, 54 miles. Watch the screen. Pass.
Working from the gun, Wentz. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Go. Go.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. This is 3rd and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington.
Check 4. Check 4. Hex on flag.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Derrick Henry. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. McManus's point after is good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's going to take this all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Well, he gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
Ready up. 52, right 52. I got you. I got you.
On 1st down, Shelley. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Back to throw. Shelley. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
What tight end? Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Let go.
Operating from the gun, Shelley. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing the... And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Eddie Goldman with a sack. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Open man is Arcega-Whiteside. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 yards and a first down for Philly.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
120! 54! And let's get that home.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Check 37. 5-2 out here.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Got an open man, it's Foster. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Lefty, lefty.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now McManus will line up for the field goal. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Yo! Recon, 132 fighter. Now.
Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. No, you know me, because it's easy to... up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Protein spell.
You think you're going to get this?
Hey, exit.
Whip. Watch the whip. 52 is the mic right here, over there, right? 52.
Ready?
From the gun on 3rd down. Shelley nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit, right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Pulled in at the 24. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe bashed it.
Super toe.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Exit.
Wentz going to throw. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Wentz now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Gets it to Smith-Schuster on the jet sweep. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Sunday.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Open man, here's Foster. And he'll take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Grade 15. Grade 15.
Shit.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The offense on third down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at third and the nose of the football. On third down, they'll run it with Sanders. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Here's Tyler Newsome now. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing off it. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 46-yard line.
We own them. We own them.
Shotgun now for Wentz. He's got it at the 15. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
At the 29-yard line.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Drop deep, drop deep. Check 24, check 24.
80 weapon.
2nd and 6. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
43-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 18 Gator. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there, man. Blue draw Corker. Let's go.
Throwing on first down. Shelley. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. And his throw here's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Shelley. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
They'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave them with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Off the bootleg. Shelley. Throw left side complete. It's Schwartz. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
On the ready.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Man left, man left. 4 down, 4 down.
Ready, ready.
Operating from the gun, Shelley. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 48, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And Xavier Woods with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
3rd and 7.
On the set.
To the mic. Check 52 to Mike. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
From the gun, Shelley. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Trying to cover Cooper there a little too closely.
And he's such a tough cover because he runs his routes so well. Hard to stay with him and hard to figure out exactly where the break points are. And in this case, he created another pass interference call.
Ready, set.
Bring it over there, right? 52's the mic. You're not ready. You're not ready.
61, matchbox lights. Go.
On 1st and 10, Shelley. They go screen. This is Ingram. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
At the 27-yard line.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Ready. 60 yards.
Watch number 86. Watch 86.
Go.
Operating from the gun. Shelling. It's a short one here. Complete to the tight end. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
The 34-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Here it comes.
Now a play fake. Wentz. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Wentz on the give to Sanders. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Check. Waiting.
Check 55 to Mike. Let's go. Watch out.
Hey, empty. 6-6. Pull it.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. 2nd down and inches. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Now, that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Well, that last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. Looking to throw. Shelley escaping the pressure right. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Wentz on the draw, leaves it for Sanders. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the 24-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey, me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you.
Now Wentz. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Wentz now 12 of 15 throwing the ball. 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. Now a carry for Sanders. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Another run here with Sanders. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Mike, ready? Mike 4. Hey.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point from McManus is good, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that set. Over the end line.
25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a first down with some nice running.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And an alley to run. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line.
Ready?
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Brooks. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Get to 6. Pull it. Here I come again. Here I come again.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 50-yard line.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. The sack by Dorian O'Daniel, the linebacker from Clemson.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10 at their 49-yard line.
Here we go. 10 Lobo. Hey.
They'll keep it on the ground. Brooks, he's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he cuts it back right. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. A big play there for Philly. 48 yards on the ground. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Derrick Henry. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal. You know what? I know it's 4th down and they've got a big lead, but go for it.
Yeah, and why not, right? Because they have the big lead. But don't you have to have a little bit of admiration for these guys on the defensive side of the ball? They've been shoved around this entire game, and they're making a nice goal line stand here. It would be fun to see them stop them on 4th down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's like putting whipped cream on broccoli at this point.
So what you're saying is they're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going to get it, aren't they?
I would. And McManus able to put it through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Ingram, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And an alley to run. It's a gain of 16 and the Dallas 1st down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
On 1st down, it's Ingram. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
Ready? Hey, Lobo. 51. Let's go, let's go.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. And forthcoming, a field goal try for the Cowboys. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And this one is right through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
This is taken at his 4.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Philadelphia, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.